All right. Good afternoon and welcome everyone. For those of you that do not know me, I'm Justin Keller, the Pottstown Borough Manager. Today, the completion of the King Street Bridge represents another major milestone in Pottstown progress. As citizens are readily aware, over the past few years, the borough and its partners have been diligently working to upgrade our aging infrastructure. Not only with this important project, but also through PECO's electric transmission upgrade projects, reconstruction of High Street by PECO and PennDOT, as well as authority, water and sewer main projects, just to name a few. And trust me, if you look around town, that list of projects is just the very tip of the iceberg of what we have going on here. We believe that construction projects bring progress, and they also bring investment. And I applaud our residents and businesses for understanding this and for their patience when navigating various detours and road closures, and sometimes maybe even a little bit of low water pressure as related to some of these projects throughout the borough. So I appreciate everyone's patience. I can't tell you, at least from my perspective, how many times I woke up in the morning and just said, I want all this construction to end. It has been trying at times, but definitely well worth it. I would like to thank all those with me here today that helped make this project possible. Of particular thanks goes out to PennDOT, our state and federal elected officials who helped ensure the funding for this critical connection between the core of town and Pottstown's tourism and recreation district was funded. Also, the bridge engineer, Brett Grove from TPD, Traffic Planning and Design. Brett and staff worked diligently with the borough to ensure that the bridge would include modern amenities, such as the 6-foot wide sidewalks you see here, ornamental lighting, and bike lanes. These are features that are critically important as countless Pottstown residents walk and bike to the employment centers west of Route 100 every day. Also of high importance is a context-sensitive bridge design to include a brick finish and black railings to match the historic King Street area just to the east. All these features will help to establish a cohesive design theme as we look to add amenities in the future. The closure of King Street also afforded the borough the opportunity to construct a mid-block pedestrian crossing between the Carousel and Memorial Park, thanks to a grant by Montgomery County. I also have to thank Chris Lincoln from TPD for his efforts in getting the HOP approval from PennDOT and working on that project, which it was a separate project, but visually connects to the design theme of the bridge while greatly improving safety and visibility between these destinations. In closing, including this project, over the past 2 or 3 years, over $26 million in funding has been spent in this town for critical infrastructure upgrades. This is a significant investment for our future generations and truly something we can all be proud of. Next up, Keim Street Bridge. No pressure, Montgomery County. All right, now I would like to hand over the podium for remarks by several dignitaries and others that were intimately involved in this project. Following these remarks, we'll proceed to the ribbon cutting. The bridge will be open to traffic at some point today. It probably won't be right after the ribbon cutting, but it'll be soon thereafter. So just be aware of that if you're hanging out afterwards. So first up, I'd like to introduce the Honorable United States Congresswoman Madeleine Dean.
Well, good afternoon. This is a beautiful site. Congratulations. This is so exciting. I love coming to sites like this. I like coming when the construction's going on. I like seeing it beforehand, during construction, but man, oh man, what an end product this is, what it adds in terms of safety and value, aesthetic, as well as the movement of people and bikes and cars. So I'm just delighted to be here. I'm Madeleine Dean. I'm the Congresswoman for the 4th Congressional District of Pennsylvania, which is Montgomery County and Berks counties. It is a privilege to do this work and to lift up terrific infrastructure projects like this. Thank you to the Borough Manager, Justin Keller, Senator Mensch, Representative Hennessy, Representative Ciresi, Ellen Deutrich, I said that wrong, Eileen, sorry. Borough Council President Dan Weand, Pottstown Mayor Stephanie Hendrick, I think Mr. Grove may not be here, but Mr. Grove from Traffic Planning and Design, and Sal Ali from PennDOT, and all the other partners here. This is certainly effort of many, many people. I'm delighted to be here to highlight the potential for our region. To celebrate King Street Bridge, as I understand it, a $4 million state-funded project that came in on time. Let's do the round of applause for that. And it is no accident that this happened the way it did, because you see you have bipartisan, bicameral support for this important infrastructure project, something else we must celebrate. It's wonderful to see our Commonwealth prioritizing infrastructure. I was a state representative when we passed Act 89, an investment, a sustained investment in our infrastructure. So to see Pennsylvania, PennDOT continuing that legacy is really exciting. We all know the details. We have older communities here. Our Commonwealth is one of the oldest, of course, in the country. We know that updating our roads and bridges is not a small task in Pennsylvania. We have more than 3,300 bridges and more than 7,500 miles of highway in poor condition. In fact, I hate repeating this statistic, but we're going to lift ourselves out of it, but in fact, the American Society of Civil Engineers gave Pennsylvania a C- grade on our infrastructure. But projects like this will lift our report card record. It isn't a small task, it is a worthy one. I'm delighted to mark the PennDOT's progress in improving the infrastructure that Pennsylvanians rely upon and need to be able to rely upon every day. Not only is PennDOT working to make our roads and bridges safer with enhancements to roadside protections, as you point out, look at the beauty of this design. Wide sidewalks, healthy, prescribed bike lanes, and wide enough travel lanes to keep everybody safe no matter what mode of transportation you are using. As well as ADA, there's really good ADA, of course, compliance. Also the aesthetics, the brick, but the lighting, critically important to make this community safe to travel and enjoyable to travel. So projects like the King Street Bridge reflect the importance of improving upon our infrastructure, ensuring our nation is equipped to meet this century and the next. Legislation like the bill that we passed, I'm very proud to tell you, the federal bill, the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, it's one of my best votes in Congress, just like Act 89 was one of my best votes, my favorite votes at the state house level. In our federal legislation, we will invest more than $18 billion in Pennsylvania, including $11.3 billion for federal aid highways, $1.6 billion for bridge replacements, and I want to take advantage of the chance to talk about that. This bridge will help with the safety of our community by allowing first responders to move quickly and efficiently in our communities. In the federal legislation, there's also $2.8 billion to improve public transportation, rail, SEPTA, $1.4 billion to improve water infrastructure, which I know this community knows very, very well. All of it to boost life, quality of life, safety, the economy for Pottstown and beyond. Once again, I applaud PennDOT for taking on this massive, critical task, for getting it done beautifully, efficiently, and on time. There's a lot more money and resources coming to our Commonwealth and to this area for improved infrastructure, and I look forward to seeing more connected, competitive, and safe communities in Pottstown and beyond. So thank you for including us today. Was I to tee it up, or are you teeing it up? Got it.
Thank you, Congresswoman Dean. Next up, we have Senator Bob Mensch.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I don't know how many of you saw the picture on the Pottstown Mercury's website, but it was a picture of the Congresswoman in a hard hat and boots and a shovel. She was actually out here at the project helping to excavate.
Oh, I did.
You did, okay. She does it a lot. Public service takes many forms, of course. It's a pleasure to be here, and for all the reasons that the Congress lady has already mentioned. This will be an incredible advantage for the borough of Pottstown and surrounding communities. The Congress lady talked earlier about commerce and improving business. We have the carousel here, we have the railroad just up the street, we have miniature golf here, we have restaurants on King Street and High Street. It will be a linkage, once again, to the commercial aspects of Pottstown. I think it'll be a great improvement for the investors, the business people in those various businesses, but also a much more convenient way of transit for you, the citizens of Pottstown. So, and I need to mention, Act 89 was a very controversial bill. We worked hard to get that through the legislature, but the funding that it has provided to the state for additional work on bridges and roads and intersections, it's been a massive set of investments. We need to continue to invest. We do have a C- in our infrastructure. We'd all like to have a B+ or an A, but it's going to take a lot more money to get there. Act 89 is just one of those vehicles. The federal funding that we are getting through the various stimulus programs will also be contributing to a great deal of improvement in infrastructure in Pennsylvania. And I'd be remiss if I didn't also mention the ongoing project for passenger rail that is in its infancy, but Montgomery County and Berks County are now meeting and talking about how do we improve the passenger rail service in this area as well. So keep watching, keep us accountable, and please enjoy the afternoon. I hope it doesn't rain before we're finished, but it's good to see you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Senator Mensch. Much appreciated. All right, next up we have State Representative Tim Hennessy.
Thank you all. I'll try to be brief as I can. This is a monumental accomplishment for the borough of Pottstown. This bridge, it's my linkage from Route 100 over to the center of town most of the time. And frankly, when they told us 2 years ago it was going to take 2 years to get this done, I cringed and I thought, oh my God, how are we going to get by for 2 years of taking detours? Well, frankly, we've gotten by. The time has flown past, and we're here to celebrate the reopening of this. It is going to be a lifeline for people who need to get, our emergency responders, who that was not planned to have them go by. But it did rather make the point that this bridge will help to save lives sometime. This is a $4 million bridge, but as Justin recited earlier, we have, I think, accounting-wise, about $26 million of state and federal money and county money that's come into, and really some of the local money, that's come into projects here in the borough. That's really important, and I think it does a lot of good things, but what it does, I think, is lift the morale of the people of the borough. They can see this kind of progress right in front of them with their own eyes. It's important. And I will say that it's always been a pleasure to work with Senator Mensch and Congresswoman Dean and Joe Ciresi, my counterpart. Working together, putting aside partisanship and just working in a bipartisan way, we've managed to get a lot of money flowing into the borough to help with its rejuvenation. It can be done even in today's hyper-politicized world. We can work together, we do work together, and these guys as a team are wonderful people to work with. So I thank them all, and congratulations to the borough. Justin, congratulations. I know you've probably been waiting for this for a long time as well. So thank you all.
Thank you, Representative Hennessy. Okay, next up we have Joe Ciresi, State Representative.
Thank you very much, and thank you all for being here. This is a great day. I look forward to finally being able to go over the bridge, not through the road, over the parking lot, waiting for the trucks to get by, and then through the gas station. This took a lot of hard work, and PennDOT, thank you for your commitment to this, to do it within 2 years. But all the PennDOT workers, all the construction workers, come up here for a minute. These are the people that, come up. Come on, everybody wearing a hard hat. You got 4 guys down there. You're the ones that need to be applauded, not the state legislators or the senators or the congresswomen, all should be, but you're the ones that put the time, the energy, and the work in. These are the people that are on our roads every day to improve our lives. So when there's a sign that says 25 miles an hour because there's construction ahead, each one of us remember the faces that are behind me, the faces that are over here. These are the people that you have to remember who are working on those roads to finish them, to put the time and energy in so we have bridges like this that don't collapse. I was in Pittsburgh 3 weeks ago, and I visited the collapsed bridge site. And let me tell you something. How we averted such a disaster of death in the Pittsburgh community is beyond me. If anyone has real belief in God, that was where God's hand came down and saved the people of Pittsburgh. There was a gas line this big that was severed that day. And they were told that if that gas line would have blown, it would have taken out, damaged 1.5 miles around the community. And literally, where Ice House is, there's a community of homes that sat. There was no loss of life on that bridge. But that bridge showed us that in this state, the 3 of us who are here from the state and our congresswoman need to do a better job to make sure we have the money to improve our roads. And I know it's an inconvenience. I live in Limerick. Mindy, who works in my office, is here. We've probably gotten 150 calls about Lewis Road and how terrible it is as we're doing infrastructure work and other bridges. And on 422, the work that has to be done. But we all have to wait for that work to be done because they can only work so hard to get it done. They got families they need to go home to, too. But this is a great day for Pottstown. The senator alluded to the rail, which we know that Amtrak has made a commitment to look at Pottstown from Reading to Philadelphia, and Pottstown being one of the stops. After almost 40 years, we're praying to see another Amtrak train arrive in our station. Amtrak's made a commitment to bring a bus back that will go to Philadelphia, even though you'll have to sit on 422, but at least you'll have Wi-Fi, air conditioning, and everything else you might need. Across the street at the community college, we're about to see one of the only Challenger centers in the United States that will come here to Pottstown. We've seen the rebirth of Pottstown, and it doesn't happen because any one of us. It happens because all of us. John Armato from the school board who's standing here. It happens with every one of us who are committed to the Pottstown community to see Pottstown come back. Also, I gotta mention our famous reporter who's standing over here, Mr. 60 Minutes himself, Evan Brank. Give him a nice round of applause. Who put Pottstown on the map a few weeks ago. Great interview. I don't know why you didn't mention any of us, but it's okay. But thank you, everyone who's here, for your hard work, your dedication, to my colleagues. And I'm going to give Tim a shout out. Tim does sit as the chair of transportation in the House. It's been a pleasure to work with Tim and work with him in the House and know his commitment to Pennsylvania. So thank you all very much, and congratulations, Justin, on this project.
Thank you very much, Representative Ciresi, and also for your support. Next up, we have Sal Ali from PennDOT.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Governor Tom Wolf and Transportation Secretary Yasmin Gramian, I'm honored to be here today in Pottstown to mark the completion of PennDOT's $4.2 million project to replace the King Street Bridge over Manatoni Creek. My name is Sal Ali. I'm a PennDOT Assistant Construction Engineer for the Philadelphia region and manage the construction on this improvement project. Our mission with this bridge replacement project was to provide a long-term transportation facility that is structurally sound, capable of handling the volume of expected traffic, and ensure a safe and efficient crossing for both pedestrian and motorists for many decades. Over the past 2 years, PennDOT's contractors worked to replace the former King Street Bridge, which was a non-composite, pre-stressed concrete adjacent box beam bridge, with a spread box beam bridge with new abutments and new pier at a slightly skewed location to improve the alignment at the intersection and with Manatoni Street. Due to the increased overall width of the new bridge, additional wing wall work was needed at all 4 corners of the bridge. We also addressed scour issues were addressed, as well thorough application of riprap material to protect both abutments and the piers. The project also provided several safety improvements, including enhancements to roadside protection at approaches to the new bridge, a wide 8-foot sidewalks on both sides of the bridge, a bicycle lane, and new ADA curb ramps at the intersection of King Street and Manatoni Street. There are too many people to thank individually for their hard work and dedication making this project a success. But I would like to single out a few of them at this time. I'd like to thank PennDOT Construction Resident Engineer Claudel Prevost and his inspection staff for their dedication to this project and effort in keeping this project moving and completion on time. The consultant designer staff, our consultant design staff from TPD, who have designed this project and were an integral part of this project through construction, addressing all the issues that came on and and all the challenges that needed to be taken care of. The general contractor, Ryland Construction Company, and their subcontractors who worked throughout the days for the past 2 years to bring this project to completion. And our construction, inspection, and management consultant at Pedoni Associates and Michael Baker Internationals. Finally, we would not be standing here today if not for the support, cooperation, and patience of Pottstown Borough, elected officials, local businesses, and citizens in the community. We hope it was worth the wait and you enjoy the end result. I look forward to cutting the ribbon and opening this new bridge soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sal, and big thanks to PennDOT. All right, I do have a speaker from TPD on my list. Would anyone like to speak from traffic planning design? All right, we'll give you a pass. Next up, we have President of Borough Council, Dan Weand.
Thank you all for being here. I will continue my reputation to be brief. I was first accused of that in writing essays in 10th grade. So let me start by copying part from our Representative Joe Ciresi. I look forward to the day that those people from the west and the north cross this bridge to get on the train here at the Pottstown terminal. Can't wait for it, Joe. Okay, the last few years here have seen phenomenal progress here in Pottstown. This beautiful bridge will welcome so many people to enjoy the shops, the restaurants, and the entertainment that Pottstown has to provide. And with that, I want to say thanks to all, not only we people up here, but everybody who had any type of participation in bringing this to fruition. I'm so thankful. This will be a great path, a great new and revitalized path into Pottstown. And I welcome all of you. Stay around, have dinner tonight, check our entertainment, and we'll see you later. Thank you so much.
All right, everyone, that concludes our portion of the speaking part of the event. At this point, I would ask the dignitaries and others to line up over on this side where we will string the ribbon across the bridge and perform the ribbon cutting. Again, thanks everyone for coming out.